morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Glen, New Hampshire. Today's verse is Matthew 5:41, which says, "Whoever forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2." Well, this has also worked its way into the English language as the phrase "go the extra mile." Of course, when we say that, we're basically just meaning give it a really good effort. But this goes a lot further, so let's explore this a bit. First of all, it says, whoever forces you to go 1 mile. Well, who could force me to go a mile? Well, my understanding is back in this day, a Roman soldier had the right, if he saw someone on the side of the road, to compel that person to carry his equipment for 1 mile. It was an unjust law, and I'm sure people really grumbled about that. But now Jesus is saying, don't just go with them the 1 mile, go with them a 2nd mile. You say, what? Why? Well, just imagine this. Imagine the Roman soldier who says, hey, you carry my stuff. And the Christian now says, sure, I'll carry your stuff. In fact, I'll carry it another mile for you. I'm sure that would shock the soldier, and the conversation would be very different, as the Christian now has the opportunity to minister love. Isn't that great? Now, Jesus never came to overthrow human governments. He didn't overthrow the Roman government, and he's not going to overthrow any human government because Jesus works from the inside out. Let's look at another cross-reference that's quite familiar. Matthew 22:21, and the meat of it says, "Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's." The Bible talks about honoring the king. The Bible talks about obey them that have the rule over you. And here, in regards to paying taxes, give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. It doesn't say only if your taxes are just. Well, they're not going to be just in almost every case. Or only if you agree with how your taxes are being spent. I don't agree, but I'm still compelled to pay those by the Bible. God wants Christians to be the best citizens and to obey out of love. That also means that those who practice the idea of I'm a sovereign citizen, you can't really be a Christian and a sovereign citizen. God doesn't want us to disobey the government. If the government wants us to have a driver's license to drive a car, then that's what we need to have. So, now of course, if the government told us to do something truly unjust, such as, hey, you citizen, round up all the Jews and the gypsies and the homosexuals and bring them off to the death camps, well, of course we have to disobey that. That's asking us to break the law of love. We can't do that. But regular things that the government asks us to do, we can do. In my video on Blessed Are the Meek, and I have the reference right up here, I suggested that loving God is being willing, meekness is being willing to give up our power or our rights to show love. And that's what obeying the government is. Now, a couple of things on this. I am doing this video right now in the midst of the whole corona thing. And we're being asked to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart and other things that I really disagree with. But if that's all they're asking me to do, sure, I can obey that. Now, what about the idea of trying to change government? Is there anything wrong with that? No, there's not anything wrong with that. The Bible, for example, tells slaves to obey their masters. Wow. But it also says if you have a chance to get out of slavery, great. But in the meantime, obey your masters. So, if we can affect change, that's great. But Jesus wants us to change society not so much through the political process, but through our example of love. That's where the real change is going to go. So that's where our biggest effort should be, not in posting political memes or saying which party is the right party or whatever. It's by showing our example of love. And in this society, one of the ways to show love is to obey the government. That's going the extra mile. Because if we love every moment, we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a good week.